Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. This is your worthy brother, Smith-Bey, coming at you live and in color with the Black News Network, the real voice of Black USA, broadcasting the news from a Black perspective. Today, we want to talk about something a little bit different. I want to first give honor and praise to my worthy brother, Mr. Claude Foster, who is now in Alabama. I believe he's at the Tuskegee University to have his daughter look over the campus and stuff. So I commend brothers who take the time out of their lives to go out and do these kind of things, because everybody don't want to stop their life to take care of their kid. I mean, it sounds stupid, but that's just how it is sometimes. Everybody ain't gonna do that. So he's been all over the country showing different universities and It's just a beautiful thing, and I'm so proud to hear that they are in Alabama today doing his thing. So, oh, I thought that was. I'm sorry, I don't feel my. That person looks so familiar, so I just have to stop and get him real quick. I'm drinking a cup of coffee while we're talking today. I went live already with BNN 247. I'm also going live on TikTok. And then I'll do my opening one more time, and then we will proceed to the show. And the show must go on. And I want to thank Claude for all of his input. I couldn't do it. So thank you so much, Claude. And congratulations on your endeavor out. It's home too. Like I said, I'm bringing in TikTok. So I want to say, TikTok, thank you so much too for coming into my forum and having a conversation with me about what has kind of piqued an interest today, this week on my radar. Not necessarily the military radar, but we're going to talk about a little bit on the military side, a little bit on everybody's side. But the most important thing today is this topic number 310, which means we probably at 350, we only been able to just keep up with 310 in about 1 hour plus shows. So without further ado, I want to say peace to everyone on TikTok, peace to everyone on BNN 247, and I want to welcome you to my forum today. I'll be posting it all alone. Like I said, my word brother, Mr. Claude, welcome to BNN 247. I'm your worthy brother, War Smith-Bey, and this space is about truth, growth, and the Black community rising together. Now, it's all up to you. Today's topic is something we all need to hear. So look in with me and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss these great conversations that we have. And it's all about information. That's all it is. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about police departments and military equipment. How is it that police departments can show up in a community with less than 1,000 people, but they can show up with a air tank or one of those tactical support vehicles with all the whistles and bells, and it's an intimidating factor involved as well when they pull up in the neighborhoods with this type of equipment, which is designed and bought by the federal government to fight wars. That's what it's for. So why is it now quietly and silently you can go around to any police force and look in the backyard and you'll see so much stuff back there that you would be amazed. It's unbelievable how much equipment that the military, the Department of Defense, has given to our local police department. Now, look at it this way. We have more than 18,000 police departments, and that includes sheriff, police, all over the state. And because of that, we have more than 18,000 different ways to manage because they're smart. So a police department, sovereign under that government for that city, for that team. That is unrealistic. What's happening here, and it's about to get worse. You see all this stuff going on in Iran. You see what Israel input is. But as you may know, Israel is talked about in the Bible. But this Israel that we're talking about was formed in 1949. 1949, not 1349, or 6,000 years before Christ or something like that, where the Israelis were there. We have to realize that if you tell a lie enough, that people will start to believe that lie. And I am so disappointed. I've never seen such a news agency been so ineffective in managing the news. I mean, some news offices have went as far as telling their people, do not mention Donald Trump in your report. Why? Why don't they mention Donald Trump in their report? Because he will sue, and 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, he'll win. And that's not because he's right. That's because he set himself up to win. He took out all of his enemies. He's still taking out his enemies. He's still putting pressure on people to do his will. And nobody really wants to say no to the supreme leader. And that's what it boils down to. This man is set himself up as a supreme leader. When Donald Trump came into office back in 2017, he was not a billionaire. In fact, he had about 8, 9, maybe even 10 bankruptcies under his belt. And he still accumulated bankruptcies even after his first time as president. I don't know. What is wrong with the people that believe in this stuff that we know for a fact that is not true? We know that we don't want to send our troops over to Iran. But that's basically where we're headed right now. They already obligated 2,500 military people to go. So what are they going to do? I mean, it's a classic scenario. It's classic. It's the exact same damn thing. And that's why you got it. I don't quite get it. How can you be so naive to keep allowing the same dumb stuff that occur, and you think it's okay? The news so damn scared of this man, they won't say a damn word. I'm gonna say damn and shit. I don't care what nobody thinks. I'm gonna use those people. You got people out here in America doing things. We're gonna get to the police department, but I'm just getting this off my chest. It's about the local news and the state news and the federal news. There's so much going on around here in America. We don't know what the hell is going on. I can just start counting it off. Shit, you got Epstein files being pushed to the back corner. We got the war being pushed to the front corner, and every other country being shamed because they won't kiss Donald Trump's ass. That's what's the bottom line. You got the news media afraid to report the news because they don't want to be sued by Donald Trump. You got Donald Trump calling news reporters stupid and ignorant. And they accept it and don't say nothing. I think their bosses are telling them, well, you know how he is. So when he call you stupid, shut the hell up. How can you be so naive and so you have such low self-esteem where you allow a human being to degrade you and belittle you and chastise you like an 8-year-old, and you don't say nothing because you want to keep your job? But see, it don't even matter. You'll get fired just for asking the question, because Donald Trump may want you to get fired just for asking the question. And if that's what he wants, that is what he gets. Now, this has been the biggest whirlwind of my life. I think my big concern has been not to follow news as close as I used to, because following news as close as you have always followed news is going to drive you freaking crazy. And it's going to drive you crazy because it's a bunch of damn lies, and you're being told lies, and you're absorbing all these lies, and before you know it, you're going to be passing on these lies as true. And they're not true. They're lies. And they come from the POTUS. And then the worst thing I've seen is that so-called person in charge of the Pentagon. And it ain't no damn War Department. It's the Pentagon. You know, what's the point in changing the name? It don't mean a damn thing. Don't do nothing for these $5 gas prices in Texas and them $7 gas prices in California. It don't do anything for either of us. It don't do anything for the rising cost of groceries, because if you think of it, how do you get the groceries? You get the groceries by truckers who drive those goods from point A to point B and C and D and E and all over the country. And in order for them to do that, they got to pay $6 to $8 a gallon for diesel. That's up 100%, seems like, or at least 60%. It's up, I say 60%. I just don't see how we can act like all this is normal. And see, you people that voted this person in ain't all rich. So your ass is getting drugged across the coals right now. That's right. You're getting drugged across the coals, paying these high gas prices. You can't even afford to go to work, some people. Can't afford groceries, some people. Can't afford maintenance on your car, some people. Trump's fault? James. No, it ain't Trump's fault. It's the people's fault. We put that person in office. Our folks, our citizens, allegedly voted this person in. And then what really burns my craw is when I hear a Hispanic backing him up when they've sent half of their damn family back to Mexico or back to Venezuela or back to wherever they sent them. And you still support this person? Come on, Robert. You got to be better than that, man. You got to see through the smoke screen and the fake shit that they keep putting out there. Race card. Hey, James, it ain't about race, man. It's about the people who vote for this man. How simple can that be? Where do you see race in it when I'm talking about the people who vote for this man? Where do you see race at? Black people voted for him too, so don't get it twisted. But I appreciate your comment. You know, I just get excited. Don't mind me. Tell me to shut up if you want to. I don't care. But people believe in this man, and what I just cannot fathom is us as Americans having to face this nation of embarrassment. Now you're trying to shame other countries into coming on in with you over there in Iraq, and ain't nobody paying your ass no attention. And because they're paying you no attention, who fault is that? You want to say the race card too? It ain't the race card. Race card, that's some damn 1990 shit. You can get off of that. Race ain't got nothing to do with this class now, brother. Poor or you rich. That's it. Which one is it? Lemon lime. I bet that's good. Why not people believe in jab 2? Slim Pickens. Break it down for me. People believe in jab 2. JAB 2. I'm not following you on that. help me understand what you're talking about, and I would definitely go into it. We can try to figure it out, because it's all about just talking this stuff out, man, and having a better understanding. You getting back? What is that? Yeah, I can't. I don't even know what to say on that. Anyways, that was a great one. Thanks for that comment. Is a rising star. Okay, who's that? Real life with Ruth. Hey, Ruth, what's happening? Appreciate you coming into the farm. Don't forget to stay for a while, because at the end of the show, I like to go see who's there and who stayed there and how many minutes that they watched the show. And at the same time, I will contact you once I see that you're interested in some of the content that we talk about. We're not talking about bull crap. We're talking about stuff that affects your life. We're talking about stuff that change the trajectory of your family. We're talking about stuff that prevents you from buying school clothes. We're talking about the stuff that prevents you from walking down the street at night or in the daytime without having a fear of somebody messing with you for no damn reason. Just because you're black. Or just now I'm talking about. Or just because you're Hispanic. You know, you have what is it? No, I didn't know. I didn't get it, man. Help me out. I really did not get it. But why are you trying to help me figure out what the hell you talking about? Don't expect, I can't read your mind and you put some half a statement out there and expect people to understand. It don't work like that. You know, I deal with people all the time and they always want to start a conversation in the middle of the damn river. How the hell I know what you're talking about? I know what I'm talking about, but I don't have a clue what you are trying to say, because you starting in the middle of the river and working your way back to the beginning. So if you got something to say, you know, you always got to have these 5 elements of information. I know who you are because your title is up there. What, when, where, and why. What are you talking about? Who, what, when, where, why. Put that out there. Let us know what you're talking about. I mean, you can do that also on our other platform, but I'm going to go into police department, military equipment. So what they have in America for all continental states, and they probably do it overseas too, is that what they call the 1033 program. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. The 1033 program. The 1033 program. And what that is. I'm going to go through what it is so you have a clear understanding of what we're talking about. And you don't have to get upset with people for not knowing in the beginning what we're talking about. The Law Enforcement Support Office is LESO. LESO, Law Enforcement Support Office. That's how they get it. And they say they accept these applications in what they call the 1033 program. So if you're familiar with that program, let's talk about it. To date, thousands of federal, tribal, state, and local law enforcement agencies have participated in the 1033 program. So think about it now. You got over 18,000 law enforcement agencies. Many of them have already participated in one form, shape, or another. They found a way to get that military equipment. And some of us are asking the question, how the hell we spend all this tax money? It's like you going to the store and you got to buy groceries. And there's only one person in your home eating chicken. But you come home with 500 chicken legs and whatever else you got, product you nuggets. And it sits there and it goes stale and it dry rot and it freezer burn and everything starts happening to the food you put in your refrigerator. So it's no good. So you got to figure out whether I'm going to try to pass the food on to a pantry so they can do something with it. I've already spent the money. Put it like that. And the same with the federal government. They done already spent the money to the contractor, so the contractors don't give a damn. They don't care what's happening now because all they did was fulfill the order that the government paid our tax monies for. So let's say Boeing. The federal government goes out and says, we want 10 F-35 A2 jets at a cost of $90 million a piece or $1 billion a piece. Them damn things cost about $1 billion a piece. So Boeing and Lockheed Martin and Martin Marietta and all these other high-tech aviation companies start fighting for the contract. And either they don't care who get it. You know, Boeing might win the contract, but Boeing is going to subcontract to Lockheed Martin. It's going to subcontract to Martin Marietta, to Bell manufacturers. All these are aviation companies. They are going to have them involved in that quadri-trillion-dollar contract that the government just let for these daggum jets. That's the way it works. Now that money that they put out there for these daggum jets is the money out of your pocket. That's right. The money is the money out of your pocket. And that's where the problem is. They take our taxpayer money. I'm trying to figure keep but I keep working it and I don't care what you think about it. And you know, my biggest issue is I love being able to bring this news to you, and I don't care if you want to hear it or not. Is what I want to put out there and give to a society or a community. You always hear this BS about it takes a village to raise a child, but then when you want to raise a child, where's the damn village? Nobody has no damn communities anymore. So where's your community? Where's that village everybody talking about that don't damn exist? It does not exist. It's a bunch of bullcrap. People come up with all these beautiful cliches and they act like it's the reality of life, and it ain't. You know, I ain't gonna go in too deep on the thing, but I can tell you, y'all gotta get your head out your ass. You know, stop believing the dumb stuff people are saying to you. You know, you mess around and go buy some lotto tickets and you hit the lotto for $10,000. What's the first thing you're gonna do? Oh, thank God, thank Allah, thank you this, thank that. Everybody but yourself. Everything about your life is about something else other than yourself. And that's where the problem lies for all of us. We got to focus back into the center. You get more happiness and more peace from yourself than you would from anybody else. And that's what it's all about. Happiness and peace and loving yourself more than anything on this planet. And you can sit there and tell me, well, God made you. Yes, he did. But he didn't tell you to stop in there and buy that damn lotto ticket, so stop bullshitting yourself. Damn, I don't be wanting to cuss like that. But I just can't believe some people are so damn gullible with all this their bullshit about giving credit to people that ain't did shit for you. And how do you know he's a he anyway? How come it can't be a him? I don't even know all these pronouns people using today. How come it can't be one of them? You're just following a tradition that you were force fed, and now you ain't got sense enough to pull your head out your ass and get on the right sheet of music. I believe in God. Don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm blasphemy. I'm not. What I'm doing is telling you to stop being an idiot and start paying attention to what you're worshiping, because you are your God. You do everything that happens to your life. It is you. Nobody else. Everything. Then, okay, you say, "Oh, I went to the mall and got robbed." Well, if you had stayed at home, you wouldn't have got robbed at the mall. You had no damn business at the mall that day. Maybe that part was done. They stay home. Not be out there in the streets. All I can say about that is we can do better. We can do a lot better. And I wish we would. I really do wish we would. I want to say more about this 1033 program, which I'm working my way over to it now. Stephen Jenkins, 657, is a long-time watcher and rising star in really. I'm just checking some of the YouTube, not YouTube, but TikTok. So how you doing? Moving right along, I want to tell you the next thing I was looking at in this note. Yeah, let me go. The 1033 program. Let me put it back in here because there's a lot more to it. So if you see all these people in your community, your whatever, you see them all in there getting all this equipment, and what do? There's nothing you can do. It started back when everybody praised Bill Clinton for all the good he did. All these, if they did, they've conditioned us to allow rich people. They've conditioned us to give rich people a pass. We don't hold rich people accountable. We give them a pass on damn near everything that's going on that they do wrong. Oh, they didn't mean it. They were just having a good time. We can send them to rehab and send the family some flowers for their losses. And that's the kind of way people think that are privileged, the haves and the have-nots. See, Tyler Perry hit that nail on the head 15 years ago. That had with that show called The Haves and the Have-Nots. That was a beautiful show that depicted who we really are in America, the haves and the have-nots. The 1033 program facilitates the transfer of excess Department of Defense equipment to local law enforcement agencies, ranging from office supplies to armed vehicles. Common items including rifles, night navigation equipment, mine-resisting ambush protected equipment, MRAP, vehicles, helicopters, tactical vests, which are provided for law enforcement. Now, you can look in the back of some of these 18,000 police departments, and you can see some of the weirdest stuff I'd never seen. Even I was in. But it's stuff they put in there in the back of these police stations now that you be saying, what the hell are they? Who they fighting? Are they preparing for a domestic war? What is going on over here? What are they trying to prove? All right, so we basically have told you what this program is, right? So now what I want to do is kind of ask you as a viewer, what do you think it is? What do you see? Or what have you seen in your community that don't belong there? and you haven't done very much about it because you don't know what to do about it. But when you go and try to get people to pull together, there you go. You find out that village to raise that child don't exist. Stop fooling yourself and bullshitting yourself with these beautiful cliches that don't mean jack. You go around all day saying all these positive things that ain't got a damn thing to do with you. You're saying it so other people can hear you say it. You're doing it so other people can see you do it. Why? Because you're not in touch with yourself. One of my objectives in life is to push people to look inward and stop looking out. You want a water hose, you start thinking about which neighbor got a water hose I can borrow instead of saying I'm going to run up to Walmart and get me one. Get your own shit. Quit begging. It's dumb shit. I don't give a damn you don't like what I say. I hope you do. I hope you respect what I'm saying because you know damn well it's the truth. And I am so sorry. I apologize again. Debates for the 1033 program of law enforcement access to military equipment. AI summary. Okay. That's exactly what we're talking about. A debate about why are we giving these law enforcement people all this equipment? Because what is law enforcement? Law enforcement is there to fight the people. They're not protecting and serving no damn body. They're fighting the people. You know, don't get me wrong. LB is a rising star. Okay. Don't get me wrong. There's I can't even fix my mouth to say it. I can't do it. I like to talk a little bit too, but police are stacking their decks in the back of their offices. They're getting all this military equipment released to them, and they're preparing themselves for what? The police department fights who? Who do they fight? Or who do they go up against? They go up against civilians, people in the neighborhood, people in the communities. You ain't never seen a police department deployed overseas to a war. If they can do all this shit, use all this equipment, send their ass to war. Send them over there. I'm so sick of this. This is some bullshit as I ever seen. I never seen it this bad. And it ain't never some people talk. Never. It's always somebody else. It's the foreign countries that won't accept me to the streets of Somalia. Whatever they can. You bad at everybody because they won't kiss your ass and go over there and get killed trying to, get unalive trying to stop what's happening in Iraq. Everybody ain't about that. And how you gonna start something without considering your friends or your allies? And then when your allies tell you no, you want to kick them under the bus now. But like you ain't gonna need them no time in the next 100 years or the next 300 years. You won't need your allies for nothing. Woo! Pity the fool. I pity the fool. I heard that song 45 years ago, and today it makes more sense than it has ever made in my entire life because I pity the fool. Well, there's some foolish stuff going on with me. You know, you forgot about the 34 counts of felony, but then P. Diddy gets caught up. You know, he did some wrong stuff, of course, but it ain't on no level. It ain't nowhere near the level of what these people have been doing for years, and everybody know it. And then you got Jack Schumer. Well, I know he asked for $200 billion, but we got to go and investigate it. What the hell for? What you gonna investigate the $200 billion for when you know you're not supposed to be giving it to him anyway? Now, if you want to do anything, do what you said you were going to do. Fund the TSA agent and leave it at that. Democrats so full of shit. I couldn't hold it no more. They full of shit. The Democrats are off the freaking bus. They on the damn short bus. And they doing the same shit over and over and over, and they expecting different results, but they ain't trying to help nobody. Alpha Democrat, alpha Republican, because they ain't helping nobody. They come up there and they do all this grandstanding and talk all this bullcrap like they're gonna do something, or like they're gonna fight something, or like they're gonna stand for something, and they don't do anything. They just as scared of the POTUS as anybody else. So shut up, Hakeem Jeffrey. Shut up, Schumer, because y'all just as sorry as the rest of us. All you doing is standing up in front of the camera and making all these statements like you're gonna do something, and you never do. You always cave in, and I guarantee you're gonna cave in this time too. Every single time for the last 50 years that I've been paying attention, you have caved in as a Democrat and a leader in Washington, D.C., too. You've caved into stupidity. You've caved into it. What is wrong with y'all? And you think somebody gonna like you because you black and you the Speaker of the House? You ain't jack, because you take just as much money as anybody else from those damn PACs. You ain't got to be a millionaire too. Probably a billionaire just like the rest of them. And so that's why you're staying in there so damn long, because you're getting paid every time you say, we support Israel. Where my damn check at? I just said it. I ain't got no check. But every time you say it, you hitting $500,000. Just for saying a simple statement. You hitting $500,000. Why would they give you that much money? I mean, Roland Martin, all these other black talk shows, I don't give a damn about being politically correct or nobody liking me or having 1,000 views, or I don't give a damn about that. My whole intent is to create a network of information where if you want to know what it is, go to BNN 247 and you will be able to find it out of one of those 300. Hell. Okay. I'm just looking at the statement here. It's always LB is right. Okay. I don't know. Then you have every time black people, yeah, I'm saying black people, and I say black people because that's the only thing we can relate to, because we're so fucking stupid. We won't allow ourselves to realize what we're being called. Everything we're being called wrong. We won't allow ourselves to figure out what we're being called every time we're being called African American. It's always I don't know. It's just bad. I got a lot of people requesting to be co-host. You're gonna have to put it in writing instead of just clicking the button, and then we go from there. But I ain't gonna just bring you in on a click up a button. You make a comment, say something, tell me what you want to talk about, or who you. I don't know who you are. All right, Stacy, anywhere. Where you at? PC Bull. Mama Too Real. Hey, Mama Too Real. What that mean? These are people on TikTok having a conversation with. Also, if you want to be a part of BNN 247, all you got to do is let me know, and we can make it happen. You got all my contact information over there, and it basically says BNN 247. You can always reach me through BNN247 by typing it into your head. There it is. Just that simple. And then we can have a good dialogue. See what we can talk about. Bring it up. Right now, we're talking about police getting all this equipment. I mean, it started back in Bill Clinton was president. The military was over 1 million people on active duty when Bill Clinton was president. That wasn't too long ago. So they always fighting about money in Washington, D.C. For some reason or another, they ain't got no damn money until somebody wants some money, and then the money just mysteriously appears. And how come every time the news people talk about money, they put that damn printer of money on their background so you can see money being printed? As if money is being printed 24/7 every day for a week. Money is not being printed like that. So stop bull. It's me. Stop showing me the stuff that don't make no sense. A passionate debate on police equipment? Of course it is. Because it's wrong. And I paid for all that equipment that these police departments have. So did you. We paid for that shit. And it's paid for through our taxes. But you got no call on the 1033 program. You can't say who can get what. I'm gonna withhold this from this little town called Inverness, Mississippi, because we don't like the government there. But we're gonna give it to Indiana. So we can't do that. That's wrong. There's so much involved in it. Back when Bill Clinton was president, there was over 1 million people on active duty. I was overseas serving my country. And what I've come to find is that we had about 1,000 extra. Now, listen to what I said. We had about 1,000 extra M1518 multi-purpose vehicles. They call them back in the day. If you're old as me, you know what I'm talking about. Virginia Stone, media, social media, too much information on the web will be the end of humanity. Information won't be the end of humanity. Bad information will be the end of humanity. I mean, we have to be smart enough to distinguish. If we can do that, we'll be fine. But we also have to be smart enough to filter all that information from inside of our head. I started practicing something a long time ago, and if it didn't make sense, I was not going to try to remember it. I don't want to remember junk that don't benefit. I ain't gonna just say benefit me, but benefit who may be around me. So true, but most are not. Virginia Stone, okay, I hear you. So true, but most are not. So what Bill Clinton did, he offered that early out program where he would pay you. Let's say you had to have 15 years. You had 15 years in the military. And it took 5 more years for you to get that. But he offered you X amount of dollars to go home right now and be done with it. We're done with you, you're done with us, go home. And thousands of people took it. Okay, we did that. They took the money and ran. What's up, Terry Manning? Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining my BNN 247 forum. Don't forget to say something. Subscribe, do something with me, my man. Come on now, help us out. It's all about what's going to happen next. So you kick all these people out of the military, you give them this little bit of money so you don't have to take care of them for the rest of your life. And for those of you who don't know, veterans are homeless too. And for those of you that don't know, over 20,000 pass over every every month. And you say, well, you probably, I guess I do. My responsibility at one time was people dying. So I know how many people would get let go. And that's most expensive too. So it's good thing with this president's signature. So when Bill Clinton did his thing, King, glad to see you, man. When Bill Clinton did his thing to draw down the military with that buyback program, to give you a cash bonus, get out, we don't want to see you no more. All of that took place, and it took the military from over 1 million down to about 500-some thousand people, and that still wasn't enough. I don't know what I can't do that. I don't know. All right, you can always support BNN 247 at Cash App $SMITHWAR. You know, we take donations because no matter what, we're going to continue to do our show, but everybody has a phone driving season. So why not us? I mean, you hear NPR doing fundraisers all the time. They provide information just like we do from their perspective. I'm providing information from our perspective, right? It's about what we need to know. And it's not always a violent or angry or something like that presentation. It's about information. And it's about drawing that military down. Now they've got ready to draw it back up to go over here. So if you have nephews, the human condition is fallible, very fallible. And when people are able to connect with like-minded people, I'm with you because I think that's exactly right. Like-minded people, and when you're out there in the market to buy a house, and I don't want you to think I'm just skipping over stuff coming back, but when you see comments like that, you have to say something. When you're out there buying a home or say, okay, it's time for me to get my house, you don't know who your neighbors are. You don't know your neighbor. So now you got to move into a community, and now you got to learn who your neighbors are. And then you learn that they don't want to be fooling around with you. You got invitation. The only official name that we have as descendants of slaves is color. Because in 1924, Joseph Fletcher ensured that we all became color. That's it. That's the only time in history, in USA history, that other than the slave, that we've been labeled with a title. And that title is color. So why is it that every application you see Black, you see African American? What is all that about? Who coming up with these damn names? Why does the celebrities, the famous people, the big money people, that world renowned people known, why do they settle for being Black? Why do they settle for being African American? You ain't neither one of those. You can't be so naive that you don't know what you are. What were you Black in Africa? Were your ancestors called Black people in Africa? Pick up your dictionary and look it up and tell me if you want to be what it says about you as being Black. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be African American. You don't want to be Black. You don't want to be colored, and you definitely don't want to be the enemy. You don't want to be that. None of those are you. But until you make up your mind to push those things aside and not be labeled again like that, then you're always going to be owned by the state. And anything's going to be at their discretion to give you what type of sentence they may want you to have in case you violated the law. See, this is where the tier system. Anyways, I know I get off the subject. The human race is good. Yeah, the human race is good. Okay. I mean, it's only good because of people like you, because this is where the goodness comes in. Us. Good people wanting to see good people make it. And we can do that if we hold up our people instead of tearing out the bad. Who we want to give a shout out? You want to give a shout out? Let me know who. All good. Let's make it work. This ain't no restrictions. You know, I was listening to the Reese last night on the show that they do on Urban View, and Reese was. I'm sorry, I got to do it. Don't mind me. What did he say? Pancakes and no salt. I'm sorry. Noodles and no pancakes. No. It's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it like that. But that is going viral. Everybody's making songs out of it. But Bill Clinton did his part. He brought down the military, and I was one of the receivers of all that equipment we had. Deep sea dump. We got rid of it. We did. We got rid of it. It was a lot. And that was because of the cutting the military in half. So you love pancakes. Pancakes with no syrup. Or you want some syrup. What kind of syrup you want? Burr rabbit? I bet you don't even know what burr rabbit is. That's an old school stuff. Raw rabbit syrup, but you can pancake with no syrup. You know, when you get a McGriddle, whatever they call it when you get at McDonald's, it's two pancakes with a sausage patty in the middle, and you don't have syrup with that either, unless you dip it in like A-roll syrup. You try that one. That's that clear syrup, right? I'd love it. I mean, does it give the same flavor as Burr Rabbit or it ain't Aunt and Mama no more. I don't even know what to call it. I just go get it because of the shape of the bottle, man. That log cabin. I don't know what it is. But I do know what cave is. I just had never tried it or thought it could be used on pancakes. Make a good pecan pie. Man, you sound like you can cook. Ha! I love some pecan pie. If you told me you can make a cheesecake, I'm coming. I'm coming over there. Anyway, back to the segment. They brought down the military and they had all this excess equipment, but they didn't destroy it all. You know, even the nuclear weapons, they did not destroy it all. And why are we so adamant that no other country should have nuclear weapons other than us? Because we're the only ones in the world, in the history of the world. Why would you pick the smallest, yellowest country to use nuclear weapons? It's good. Good shit, man. There's too much stuff going on in our police department. You know, black people are no longer on the radar right now. So they don't think it's just a matter of the cycle. It's got to get back around to the cycle where black people are going to be getting unalived and locked up and for no reasons or stupid reasons at that. More likely stupid rather than anything else. And that's normally how it goes. But you as an individual should have the understanding and the knowledge of how to deal with the situation. The police departments are well equipped. Military police is coming. Yes. And if you didn't know, if you're a military police person and you wanted to go to a civilian side, they still want you to go to those schools. They still send you to school. You still got to get your school. Well, I know here in Texas they call it T-Club. The T-Club certificate. It's basically if you do that community that they can implement. It's a vicious cycle of what's happening. How can you be allowed to do certain things? You know, like you're gonna walk away free. Walk away free. I've had a warrant issued on me, but and no charge whatsoever. But I had a warrant and got picked up when I got my street credit in jail. That's what they call it. You get street credit. No knock warrants is against the law. Well, yes and no. You don't hear about them anymore, do you? Since Breonna Taylor, they are still authorized to use those no knock warrants, but this time now they have to get it approved. Well, I mean beforehand. They still have to go get it approved. No knock warrant is pretty sad. You know, why would you do stuff like that? What are you trying to do? Just like these ICE agents running around here with masks on, full camouflage gear, like they ready to go fight, but you try to put their asses over there in Iraq. All of them are playing they're crazy. Like they mentioned nobody who would not go for 6 times they try to send him. Some kind of way you got him. Pigeon toes, Bunyan. He got away with not going to war. Bunyan. He didn't stand with him no more. He got 34 felonies. Still didn't go to jail. He's not going to be a normal American. He's not part of him. He's going to be in prison. Things he's doing make no sense. It's like the dad. No, was it Bunyan's? Who is Bunyan's done? What is that? Okay. Bunyan done. I got you. That's funny. But all that equipment that we as military people didn't no longer wanted, we just gave it away. Oh yeah, we'd much rather give it away than to give Boeing another $1 billion to destroy. You know, you all probably have seen the pictures when they go to when they were coming from Vietnam and they were pushing helicopters off their aircraft carrier. And they were doing that because it was cheaper to just dump it, deep sea, than to bring it back and keep it in use. But if you look in the sky today, you will see that there are many helicopters, C-130s still in the sky. And those helicopters were built back then. The KC-135 went down in Iraq, and all the people that passed away and HEPSEC, got up there and said that the young troopers, told HEPSEC continue the mission. So HEPSEC goes on national TV and tells the world that this boy's daddy told him to continue the mission. So the boys, daddy goes back to national TV and said, I didn't do no such thing. I enjoy talking to you, Chris. I'm hoping that you stay on our show every Sunday. We do an hour. It's been an hour and five. So I'll do a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna be off. But you always got my phone number. You got my TikTok. You also go to say Raxium to the Rising Star. Hey, what's up, Raxium? This is something we have to pay attention to because we're sleep. It's almost like we're walking down the road in slow motion, all concerned with entertainment, while they are all concerned with putting us on boats back to liberty. And we'll end up back on that boat if we don't pay attention because you all that will say Al you know what makes I'm just opening that this unscripted show becomes something that you can enjoy and you can participate in an interactive show. And I can also go messages on StreamYard, the program that I use. But with that, I want to say thank you so much for being with me today, Bro War Smith. I do have another show next Sunday at 3:30 p.m. And I'm hoping that the same 1,640 people on TikTok have just checked in and some faithful be back next Sunday at 3:30 p.m. And I really enjoy talking. So thank you so much. Again, I'm Warren Smith, and this is BNN 247. This is where the truth meets the power. The truth that I'm trying to provide, empower for you to who you are, and have a great day today. This is the Black News Network, Black USA broadcast every single day. I don't own the right to the music, but I do own the right to I always have something to say. And just so you know, when I believe in myself so much. You can have that damn job. And this was before I was able to say you can have that damn job. You know, you just get tired in a point, and you just don't want to put up with bull crap anymore. And when you pull yourself into that situation, you start thinking about how much time you've wasted in life. The only thing you really have is time. You can have a computer, you can have a car, you can have a house, you can have great health. But all that is contingent on time. So with that, value your time and don't let nobody waste it. If you ain't receiving something from the time that you're spending in something or doing something, then maybe you in the wrong time zone. I'm just but thank you so much for viewing. Thank you for allowing me to come into your life for at least an hour or a few minutes of that, and hopefully you have enjoyed this show. All right. I see a 100 on here. I don't know who it is. But who is it? Hashtag. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you listening.